I want to play this clip, right? Because I'm curious to find out what you guys think. Brendan reacted really weird on this episode of the Fire and the Kid. This is episode number 920 I'm going to play here, where they start talking about the UFC and shit, and Callan starts to bloviate about the UFC, and then he starts to talk about how UFC fighters work hard and whatnot. And it seems to trigger Brendan. I remember other episodes, I've heard him have the same type of reaction. He gets really triggered when people, you know, when they're analyzing or breaking down fights or talking about cards coming up and shit, that they talk about hard work or heart. It kind of gets on his nerves, and he thinks, no, everybody at that level has got the kind of, you know, has got the same level of hard work, because only people that work a certain level can get to that level, right? That's what he thinks. He doesn't think there's degrees of hard work. Even at the top, it's all the same. The only thing separating them is probably talent or something. I don't know what he thinks, but he seems to get very triggered by it. And it's a very interesting thing, because you'd imagine somebody like a Brendan would have more sympathy to this argument of hard work, because he was never naturally gifted as an athlete, talented wise. You've just got good genetics because he's huge. But the reason why he never made it in NFL, and maybe he was ever a world champion in the UFC, is because he was never an elite athlete. He was always got there through just hard work and grit and timing and all that sort of stuff. So you'd think he'd be a little bit more receptive to the hard work thing, but it seems to trigger him. And I'm thinking, my theory now, having watched this clip already, I wonder if the reason why he seems to get triggered because of the hard work argument is because he actually never worked hard. Deep down, when people, he knows he never worked hard. So when people mention hard work, it sort of reminds him of the missed opportunity he had because he never really went for it. Because if you look at some of his old UFC pictures, even when he was fighting in UFC, he was never super ripped. He never really was able to kind of keep his weight under a certain level. He always struggled with training. I think even Joe actually mentioned it in one of the clips when he was given a dressing down, saying basically he's not working as hard as all these other guys. Like, he's not in the gym all the time. He's not watching tape all the time. I think even when he did a show with Eric Griffin, he admitted like he'd never, you know, would watch tape. He just let his team handle it. He never was really a student of the game. So all those things about working hard, he actually didn't actually do. So maybe that's why he gets triggered by it. But anyway, let's play the clip so you can hear what he says.
Think, well, he's flamboyant. He's got, you know, he dresses up and he's got all this stuff going. But that dude is as disciplined and as keyed in when it comes to his training, his diet, and
they all are at that level though. That's not the, yeah, I hate when people say that.
He's so disciplined.
Like, I know all of them are though. Every single one is. That doesn't work for me. And it's only in the UFC, only in mixed martial arts, people go, that guy's disciplined. Have you ever been watching an NFL game? They go, Patrick Mahomes works really hard, man.
Yeah.
You're like,
but I've heard
they're all pros.
No, I've heard from other fighters who say, like Khabib used to say, a lot of guys don't train the way I train. They only train in camp that way, right? So some guys, but Sean's that way year round, like all the
Most
time.
of them are. So is Cheeto.
Now you have to be. Cheeto is for sure. Cheeto is for sure.
Aljo's the same. They're all the same.
Yeah, Aljo, that wrestler discipline.
It's so weird to me. It's only in UFC where people go, that guy's disciplined, dude. Oh, is the professional athlete disciplined?
Yeah.
And then maybe we don't. Man, Kobe works his ass off. Yeah, they all do.
Yeah.
They're at that. They're professional athletes. In the UFC, they all those top tier guys. Izzy works his ass off. Volkanovski works his. That's a given.
Yeah.
When you're placing a bet,
you have to.
Yeah, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
So it's a weird argument because there's obviously degrees of hard work. There's even guys on, if I remember correctly, there's been guys on Food Truck Diaries who've come on his show who've refused to eat the food or have gone for the healthier option, and Brendan's been chowing down whatever he's got that's been covered in cheese. So clearly it shows there are fighters who sometimes don't have fights coming up for maybe many weeks from when they film Food Truck Diaries, who are already thinking about that fucking camp and already dialing themselves in. There are some fighters who don't even like to do much media obligation work because they want to focus on their fucking fights coming up. There are fighters who are literally staying in fucking camp, you know, fight camp ready shape now. Right, and they don't have a fight on the cards because they just want to be ready. There's people who are fighting all year round, doing grappling tournaments, doing whatever to kind of add, you know, more skills to their fucking arsenal. The same thing happens with fucking footballers. There's a clip going around now of Cristiano Ronaldo at his club in the Middle East. I forgot where exactly. And there's a clip of him. Somebody recorded a clip of him in the gym of the club, a security CCTV footage, and he's in there. Everyone else has gone home. He's the first to arrive and he's the last to leave. Even at his age now, where he's at what, 36, 38 or something, he stays an extra hour after everybody. Big up Austin Case. Appreciate the $5, brother.
I swear Brenda never lets Brian make a point.
yeah, exactly. The not letting Brian make a point is because it touched the nerve. That's basically it. It touched the nerve. But the Ronaldo thing, you see him in the gym now, an extra hour after, getting in some extra work. So clearly, there's degrees in working hard. No one's saying that all the top level guys don't work hard to a certain level, but there is obviously different levels of working hard. They say that all the time about Kobe, right? I don't even watch basketball, but they say about Kobe, he was a freak. He even made other top level basketballers at that time feel like they weren't working hard enough when they actually were working harder than most people, but he was like a 1% of the 1%. It does happen from time to time, but I honestly do think, having watched this clip, it is just a lot of insecurity. Like, he honestly knows deep down in his soul that he didn't really work as hard as he probably should have during his UFC career or during his athletic career in general, and maybe he left a lot on the table that he probably could have done more with his career, and maybe it would have went differently for him. Maybe that's probably what he feels like. So it's a little bit of insecurity coming out there, because nowadays guys are way more professional and probably way more at it than where his generation of people that were fighting. Maybe. Or maybe just in general, his attitude was always a bit lackadaisical, because I was honestly surprised when I heard him say he never watched tape, really. I know a lot of fighters do that, where they just let their team handle all that stuff, but he generally came across like he'd never, he just let his team give him the game, and that was it. He just kind of just let them handle it. He didn't really want to focus on it at all. And I really thought that was very, very strange, especially when you come into it not being a lifelong martial artist. You come into it really late because you're athletic and shit. You would imagine you want to give yourself every advantage. And if that was me and I just have my good genetics, I'm going to try and soak up as much fucking information as I can, watching tape, whatever it may be, just to kind of add to my, to kind of increase my chances of winning or whatever it may be, or maybe eventually getting a belt. I don't know. It's fucking bizarre, man. I find it very, 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 very bizarre. Let's move on from that one. We played that. We did this. This is a funny one too. Obvious height disparity, and then we'll go into the chin stuff. Actually, I haven't to the chin stuff in a while, so let's go into that. So this is a funny one too. Big up the Fighter Kid subreddit. This is a fucking beautiful clip, because you feel like, a part of me feels like Brendan kind of got a little bit, offended by the height comment a little bit about this. This is fucking incredible. Let's watch this, all right? Obvious height disparity. This is really good.
Oh, I ran into your boy, your Lord and Savior, John Jones.
John Jones.
I sent the picture. You go, man, he's way bigger than you.
He's big.
Just so people, he's always been bigger than me. Always.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You can't get down to 205, and he can, so you're thicker, but you're just bones.
His face did not take that well. You can't get down to 205, but he's thicker, which is probably a compliment in Brian's own fucking, horrible old man Brendan Schaub permanent fucking cock holster way. But it did kind of hurt Brendan there a little bit. It kind of hurt him.
Are bigger, but that's it. He's every bit as tall as you are.
Yeah, he's about an inch tall. I'm 6'4", so he's an inch taller at least. So he's 6'5" and change.
That sounds like bullshit.
Don't you find that interesting, right? So according to this screenshot we got here on the screen, John Jones is meant to be 6'4". His official height on the UFC website. He's 6'4". But Brendan is saying he's 6'4", and John Jones is then 6'6". Like, he just can't help lying, innit? He can't help it. He can't help lying. You're big up, Richie. Appreciate it.
Welcome back, Has from Writer's Strike. I did see on the Discord you were starting donations for those Balenciaga flats. This is to the Balenci Fund, brother.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that, Richie. But thank you for your $30 donation. I did not say that. I did not say I was starting anything. I just said that you guys were taking the piss out of my fucking Balenciaga flats. I've had enough of it. And if I see more comments about my Balenciaga flats on that Discord, I'm gonna be banning people. Okay, I don't care who vouches for you. I don't care if Uche and Koila are like, no, leave them alone. They did nothing wrong. Everybody's gonna get banned. Okay, so you guys watch your fucking mouths, watch your fucking fingers, watch the keyboard. Be very careful of what you say next about my Balenciaga flats. Be very, very careful, because I'm not accepting any more disrespect. You guys already took the piss out of my fucking, slippity slidey loafers and shit. You took the piss out of some other stuff that I've worn, but I'm not fucking having it anymore. Any more disrespect about my Balenciaga pumps, and I'm gonna be hitting the ban button. Okay, the ban button's gonna be getting hit. I guarantee you. Okay. I'm going to be hitting the ban button. So be careful. But yeah, big up you, Richie. Big up. Appreciate you. But yeah, Brendan's incredible. In order to make himself look taller, in order to lie, he had to make himself look taller and make John Jones look like a fucking giant. 6'6" now. He's not 6'4", he's 6'6", because I'm 6'4". Love it. 6'4" there, stats.
He's such a good dude.
I love it. But I love the bit at the beginning where Brian says he could get down to 205, but you could never. Like, one more time.
Oh, I ran into your boy, your Lord and Savior, John Jones.
John Jones.
I sent the picture. You go, man, he's way bigger than you.
He's big.
Just so people, he's always been bigger than me. Always.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was,
You can't get.
Also, have you ever heard anybody pronounce always? Somebody tell me in the comments, is that an accent thing, or do you think that's a CTA redacted thing? Have you ever heard anybody pronounce always? One more time.
Sent the picture. You go, man, he's way bigger than you.
He's big.
Just so people, he's always been bigger than me. Always.
I didn't know.
Always. Isn't it always? Always. Huh? Always. I don't know. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I'm the one that's got it wrong. Let's see here. Maybe I've got this wrong here. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. How to pronounce always. Let's see what they say here. British pronunciation, right? British pronunciation of always. Let's hear this.
Always.
Oh, I like that British lady. Wagwan Emma. Wagwan Samantha. Huh? Tell me one more time, baby. When do you want me?
Always.
Yeah, baby. You know I want you always to. You know Wagwan, innit? Ring me, innit? Ring me. When you gonna be free? When you gonna be free, babes?
Always.
Yeah, I like to hear that. Still. I'm gonna call you in a bit, innit? Just hang tight right there, right? Hang tight right there, right? You gonna be ready for me though, yeah?
Always.
Yeah, good girl. Anyway, let's move on before I get reported. Let's do the American pronunciation. Okay, let's see what always sounds like in your American accents.
Always.
Oh, maybe he's saying it right then. Always. Okay. How often are you a Karen?
Always.
Okay, cool. Maybe that's true. Always. Okay, cool. How often does Brian rape?
Always.
Ah, okay. Does Crystalia still like 16-year-olds?
Always.
Okay, cool. Is Uncle Joey still on coke?
Always.
Cool. I just wanted to clear some stuff out. Does Dana White still hate Brendan?
Always.
Okay, cool. Is BGL still getting pegged?
Always.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay. That's it. Let's move on. Let's move on. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get taken down. Let's move on.